Heather Couture, and today you can tell we are going to be flipping through 100 Days of Less Hustle, More Jesus, the devotional journal from Shauna Noel. And I have talked a lot about this devotional journal already here on my channel and on my blog. So if you want to see any of that and you're like, where have I been, and want to know more information, I will link those videos down below in the description where you can see more about the features. I have free printables to go with it, and I've also designed some printables in my Etsy shop that go along with it. Great, that you can use as you journal through it. But for today, I'm going to show you how I have been working through it for the first 2 weeks. So we are now through the first 14 days, and I just wanted to show y'all I did a video showing you my ideas and kind of how I wanted to keep somewhat of a pattern, or a template maybe is a better word, that I wanted to use for each day. And so I've kept that some, kind of added things to it on certain days, and that's the fun part of this, is when you have time, go and do more in it and embellish more. And if you don't, then keep it simple and it's fine. And so that's what I did. I wanted to do mini entries in my Bible to go along with each day, so I'm really trying to keep it simple so that that is totally doable for me. So let's just go ahead and we'll dive right in. So we've got day 1 here, and Home to Your Heart is day 1. And I did this with the template kind of that I was talking about, keeping it very simple to begin with. And I have my little grid block, and a lot of these things that I have in here, you'll see they either come from my Etsy shop that I designed, they come from like bits and goodies of leftover pieces that I've had from like Illustrated Faith's devotional kits, that kind of thing. So that's where most of my stuff is from. I encourage you, get some new printables if you want, but also go through your stash and put those together, and it's really fun. You don't have to buy a ton of stuff to go through this. But I used the little grid block. This is, I have a set in my Etsy shop that goes along with By the Well for God's devotional kit this month, but I also have a free set too that coordinates with the book that you could grab on my blog, but that link is down below too. And then all I did was I put one of the word fetty titles. I have these throughout, and they're like little title starters, and they are also part of that free printable set. But they go in order on that printable, which is really cool, so you can just cut them as you go through each day. And then I have put like a little prayer here for each day, the date, of course, a little bit of washi, and then I use sort of the same washi up here for that same day. And I don't know, you don't really need tabs when you're doing a daily thing. I just like the way it looks, and it kind of, like when it's closed, it gives me a marker kind of where I'm at, and I just like it. I did that in the last 100 Day book, and I like how that turned out. And then on every single day, you'll notice I have this more and less, and that is the stamp set that went along with this journal from Illustrated Faith. So if you have not grabbed it, I encourage you to do it. Here's why. Not only are you really putting down and marking more and less, it's not just something you're thinking in your head, but you're putting it down on paper. My other reason that I really love it is because when you read, less hustle, more Jesus, you think less hustle, oh, rest, laying on the couch, reading a good book, binge watching your favorite show, that kind of thing. But really, those things are great, and we need that physical rest. But this is taking rest and less hustle even deeper. And I really didn't realize exactly what that was going to mean for me personally until I started using the stamp set, which sounds crazy, but it was almost like I used a stamp set and I would go through the words thinking, home to your heart. What is this first page and what Shauna's talking about really mean to me? What do I want more of and less of in my heart and my life? And as I did that, and I would read through the little prompts of stamps, I started realizing, wow, this isn't about getting my favorite treat and relaxing on the couch. This is about having more, let's say, of you, Jesus, more peace, more gratitude, and it's less of distractions. It's not less of housework. It's not necessarily less of, changing diapers, whatever your life may be, but it's less distractions, less hustle, less of me, less stress, all that, less worry, less fear. And as you go through the stamp set, those words I feel like just popped out at me, and it was almost as if the Holy Spirit was popping out words on each day that I really needed to hear. Less fear, less walls. And so we're not just talking about rest from physical labor and work and those daily things we do. It's talking about less worry, less resentment, less distractions, and all those things are things that put a hindrance between us and the Lord. So I loved the stamp set. I think it's fun to have that every day, but beyond that, it really brought some things to mind and to my heart that I felt like I needed to hear from God. And so they have restocked these. I'm pretty sure they still have them at the time I'm recording this. They do. So they have been restocking them as they sell out. But grab this if you haven't already, because I think it's more than just a stamp set. Like I said, for me, it's pulling things out that I didn't really think about before, and I appreciate that. So, all right, that was day one, and that's my little spiel about that. Now, I'm going to show you my mini entries that I've done in my Bible as well. I put markers in here so that hopefully it'll go quicker, but bear with me because it's kind of, bulky here. Okay, here is day one, and you'll see that I've kept kind of the same patterns as I go through and color scheme. I like to pull the same colors from that page over to my Bible. So there's no guesswork. There's no what colors do I want to use. I'm indecisive. I just pull straight from it, same colors. So there would be day one, a little grid block, some washi writing on it, a little prayer, some word fatty. I use the stencil. I've shown y'all this before, but this is the stencil that came in the Joy Journey kit from Illustrated Faith and Allie Brown, and I just love this. I use it to mark like number, title, or countdowns, that kind of thing, and it works great. But you could use any stencil, or if you have number stickers that you need to use up. And then I did the stamp, and it also has, along with the more, it has the plus and minus stamp. So really fun. Mine's super messy. I'm not great about cleaning stamps, so that's why it looks like that. Now let's go to day two, and we're talking about take care of you. And I loved this one too. Simplify was something that really stood out to me when I was reading this one. And so let me flip to two here so you can kind of see them together. This one, like I said, same kind of thing. I keep a pattern here. I use the same washi. I want the pages to coordinate. I've got a grid block here. And that's for day two. Day three now. We'll flip through. I'll try not to bore you with all the details of all of them and just let you kind of see the ideas that I had maybe. Day three, I'm keeping, again, you can see I still have that really simple pattern that I've been doing. I'm still doing that on day three. I love just how it all lines up, coordinates. I've got this highlighter washi that I've also been using that's from Illustrated Faith. You'll see here, you get like all of these colors right here are the highlighter washi. So I just pick whichever ones coordinate. And that would be, now let's move to day four. Day four, a lot of fun. I loved the colors on this one, and I liked being able to use, this is the washi from the Wildflower devotional kit that Illustrated Faith had not long ago, and loved that. I love what this one says. I want to be a vessel for your grace. I want to speak words of truth in life into others. Really a great devotional on that one. And then here's where I had some more time. And so like what I said, you could still keep kind of to that same template like I have. You've got your little grid block there and your washi. But what I did was I added some little just small embellishments and touches. Now these are little stickers that I had, washi stickers that came as a little gift in an Illustrated Faith order. And then the grid blocks, of course, are from the printable. And then I had extra of these paper pieces of the flowers and the flower clear cuts, little acetate pieces. Those are from that Wildflower devotional kit as well. And I had extras because it had a ton in that kit. So I decided, oh, that would match great. It goes with the, the pink peachy color there, and that kind of pops off of those. So that's what I did here, just to add a little something extra, and I love the way that turned out. Okay, day six. Really fun colors on this one too. I love that look at the top of the page. And so what I did for this one was I used one of the Polaroid note cards. Those are in my Etsy shop, and that whole collection that coordinates with this, if you haven't got yours yet, is I believe it's Rest Over Hustle, but you'll see them in there. It goes along with the book, and this is one of those Polaroid note cards. I used a stamp set from Illustrated Faith. This is the stamp set by Brave Little Taylor. I need something behind it so you can see it better, but I liked how it said, create in me a heart like Jesus, and that went along perfect with what this devotional was talking about with putting on love, and so I used that. I also used the little heart stamps, come from the stamp set right here by Heart by Cece. That's also from Illustrated Faith. Just really fun to pull out some things I had on hand and start using them more. And this is a speech bubble that goes with that same collection for the devotional journal that I used there for a little title starter to write some notes. So see how simple, like I've used printables, I've put washi down, wrote out a little prayer, stamped, and that's it. And I usually will keep my stamps on the block and just do them twice and then change out these. And that's another little way for me to keep it faster. Okay, and I'm not saying rush through your journaling. That's not what I mean. My whole thing is keep it simple here so you can spend more time here studying, looking up things. That's my reason for it. Okay, this one I thought was really fun too. I used that same stamp set from Brave Little Tailor and used the cup there. Really love how that turned out with all the little brushes in it, and it's stamped beautifully. I mean, look at that. What I used to stamp that with is these little, they're the Versamagic chalk inks. You can get these like at craft stores. I know you can get them at By the Well for God. They have them in their Etsy shop. I'll leave links down below. And also I get these from Illustrated Faith. They sometimes will carry these as add-ons when a kit's released, but they don't keep them all the time. But I did get the chalk ink is what they were selling, and it's great because it doesn't have to be like heat set or doesn't take a lot of time to dry, which I really love. And you get this very, very clear, crisp color and detail, like here on these pencils and the brush, you get a lot of detail on there that I really like, and that shows up great. And so on this one, I thought it was so fun. I used the pencil and took different inks to do like the eraser color, the pencil color, and then the dark for the lead. I went up a little too high on the pencil, but it's all right. And then to make it look like it had written out, I used that stamp set. Just really fun way to use it. And then this is one of the grid labels from Illustrated Faith, and then just put my little prayer. Day 8 now. We are Vessel for Love, Calling Me to Love. This was another favorite of mine. I really liked this one a lot. And this little background piece you see here with some color, that's one of the mini collage arts in the collection that goes with this book in my Etsy shop. Added a prayer, did some stamping. Look how quick though, because I used this mini collage art, it was all designed for me. I printed it on clear sticker paper, put it down, put the grid block, washi sticker, and that's it. You know, so fun. And then over here, I have a speech bubble that's also in the Etsy shop that I layer behind it, the washi strips. Those washi strips come in the patterned paper bundle for this book, and I love how they added that little color and detail in the background, but not too overwhelming that, you know, my prayer or little writing there is not, you know, distraction from it. Okay, now 9. Let's see, we are talking about Dare to Downshift, another really good one. And on this one, I used this little Beloved Society stickers. This was another little fun freebie that Illustrated Faith threw in with an order. They do that a lot, and it's so fun to see, you know, what you may get as a little extra goodie when you order. And so I used that because it went along for me. The color matched really great, but what it was saying was, you know, my thing was to give yourself grace every day. God doesn't expect us to do everything, and we shouldn't expect that we can. And so that just went along great. I used the chalk inks there, and you look at that vibrant color I got. I mean, I got such a great stamping. And then this is a washi, not washi, a highlighter sticker. So I have a set with highlighter brush strokes, and they have like different textures, acrylic, watercolor, and charcoal, and I used those here printed on clear paper just to add a little color. Almost looks like you've done a little brush stroking to the page for some fun color, and I didn't. It was simple and easy. And then over here in my Bible, I've done just a very simple entry using one of those washi strips I just talked about earlier, the grid block, and some of the stamping. This grid washi that you see that I'm using on this entry is also from Illustrated Faith. I think they are going to restock it, or they may have it now, or it's going to be restocked. It just takes longer for them to get the washi in, so keep an eye out for it if you like it. It was designed to go with the book, and it actually came in a bundle, but they were selling it separate too. All right, let's move on to 10. Okay, this one was a lot of fun. I used more of those little flower paper pieces that I had left over from the Wildflower kit, and loved this combo of the peach and mustard color. I just put, now you'll see, actually, I have some stamping down here in the background. That's from the stamp set that came with that Wildflower kit. Look at that gorgeous, huge floral stamp there. It is beautiful. And so I decided just to go ahead and use that one to put down like another layer of ink color texture down the background. Added some of the paper pieces from the flower set that I had left over, like I showed you before. Put down this little grid label, a little prayer, and then in my Bible, oh, I forgot to mention, right here, there's more color. This is one of the page starters, and this page starter actually, I believe, is from the ones that I just designed for By the Will for God, Waiting. It's called Waiting in Day 2 is the name of the devotional, but you'll find in my Etsy shop, that collection is Hope in Waiting, and so this is the page starter in the watercolor one. And then I use the acrylic page starter right down here to add just a little background color, put that flower piece, and then another label, and I have that one done. So 11, oh, this is a fun one. I love these colors. This color combo of teal and pink was my favorite. So I had this pink sticker here, washi sticker that I added here and here. Put one of my Polaroid note cards that goes along with the book in my shop there. Wrote out a little prayer. Put my title starter that came in that freebie. Wrote out a prayer. And look, I love it with this black. This is just some spotty dot washi that I had on hand in my stash. I can't remember where I got it. I think the skinny one came in a set, like in one of those tube sets at Michael's. But I just loved how that black popped off with the bright color. And then over here, kept it simple. A pink, where I cut off the pink sticker from here, put it here, that teal grid label, and just worked out perfect. I had that color ink too that really just tied in great. I love that. Now 12, a little bit softer of some colors, which is fun. We have just a simple page starter that I used. That same one I was talking about earlier, I used that there. Put the grid block down, some stamping with that light pink and yellow, and then did the same here. This is a one of the highlighter washies, I believe. This one came in that Hope and Waiting set, tied in perfect. Day 13, we're talking darkness to light, reveal the shadow. This was a really good devotional too if you are working through. I loved day 13, and so for this one, I kept things also, just very light and simple. You see all this, there's so much fun color already on here, but this blue, I actually added this light blue right here is a page starter. Love how that just added more color right there like it has up here. Worked out perfect. This is one of the Polaroid note cards. This is one of the grid labels that bought title labels. I have like a million words for these because I just love them so much. But this one also is in that Hope and Waiting set in the Etsy shop. And put down a washi label or sticker behind it. And just simple. 2-3 stickers, put those down and I was done. Now, because the colors match so great, they match with like the color of the book a lot too, which is fun. So I kept with that so it matched this day and put one of the mini collage arts. This one actually is from, I want to say, it may be, now, okay, it may be, I have like a couple of mini collage art sets, and this one I believe goes with the Rest Over Hustle one that was designed for the book. But if you look in there, there's also a set I did that went along with the Mark Maker kit. I want to say it's Mark My Heart maybe, but that, if you have those or want to grab those too, they go great because the colors are very similar in the design. Okay, sorry for that little distraction. And then I have my label down with a little prayer, some stamping, and see how, again, I use the same stamp, same color on this one. If I have a lot on the page, I might not use that more or less stamp here. I'll just use the plus and minus. And then when we go to day 14, oh, loved this one too. This one's one of my favorites. Those little Beloved Society stickers that I have, I just love how they turned out to use. for these, especially when it's talking about, looking at yourself or at your heart. I just thought it turned out great. So what I did was I used a Polaroid note card, put down the Beloved Society lady, and then wrote out a little bit of a prayer. This is one of the titles, of course, from that free set. That heart is actually stamped from the Wildflower stamp set that came with that kit that I've already mentioned, and I just used the heart stamp. And then, of course, my stamps here for more or less, and then added, little hearts that came. Those are from that Heart by CC stamp set from Illustrated Faith too. And that was it. Very simple. And then when you go over here, because there was some of that green color in the devotional, I wanted to pull that here as well. And so this is one of the page starters in the Hope and Waiting set. Put that down with a grid label title, stamp, write out a prayer, and that was it. So there you have it, guys. That's day 1 through 14. I hope y'all enjoyed this. My plan as we go through this book is to show you my entries every 2 weeks. So when we did the 100 Days of Bible Promises last year, kind of close to this time, I did this. I would go through and show you my entries for each day every 2 weeks, and y'all really seemed to love it. And a lot of you said you could get some ideas and ways to keep it simple and do fun things still. And so my plan is to do that every 2 weeks. So hopefully that will remain. I will be back then at the end of the month showing you the next 2 weeks as we continue to work through the book. If there's something particular you want to see, let me know, and I would love to be able to do that in the book and share with you guys. If you have any questions, don't forget to check out down below. There are more videos talking about the journal. There's a link where you can grab it if you haven't already. You can get it at Dayspring as well, and so I'll leave that down below. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Enjoyed this little flip through. Maybe you got some inspiration ideas for ways to work through it, and keep it simple. If you want to do an extra entry in your journaling Bible like I have, it really doesn't take a lot of time to do the little extra entry, and I'm having fun with it, and I hope you will too. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.